What is good, everybody? Parker York Smith here. Welcome back to another episode of Ask Parker, where I do my best to answer all of your questions about menswear and social media. Today's question comes from Usain21, and they ask, can you make a video on accessories for men, especially bracelets and rings, and the rules of wearing them? Love this question. So today we're gonna break down accessories really quickly. I'm gonna tell you about rings, bracelets, watches, necklaces. So to me, jewelry is great because it can take a pretty basic and casual outfit and turn it into something that is a little bit more unique and stylish. First and foremost, the golden rule of jewelry is that less is more. You do not want to overdo it. Anytime that you see me in jeans and a t-shirt, I'm always going to be wearing some type of jewelry because I like the way that it adds a little bit to my style. But I'm also aware of the fact that I don't want to overdo it and go too crazy with all the different pieces, because for one, it just kind of looks weird, and it's also really uncomfortable wearing all that stuff. All right, so let's break this down. We're gonna start with my personal favorite piece of jewelry, the necklace. I've been a big fan of necklaces for as long as I can remember. I've just always enjoyed the way that it kind of boosts my confidence. It makes me feel a little bit more masculine when I wear one. The best way to find something for you, if you're not already familiar with necklaces, is to try to find something that lands right around the middle of your sternum. So like a couple of inches below your collarbone. The one that I'm wearing now is a little bit longer than what I would recommend starting out with, but going with a length like this is really nice because you can tuck it in if you want, kind of just let it show around here, or you can let it hang over your shirt as well. You don't want it to be so short that it's a choker on you, but you also don't want it to hang down to your belly button. So stick in this middle range and it's gonna look the best. Remember the golden rule that I said before, but if you do want to wear two necklaces, if you've worked your way up and you're comfortable with the one, try to go with things that are two different lengths. So this one that I have on, like I said, is a little bit longer, and then this one is just plain and gold, and it's a little bit more of an approachable starter length. A charm on the end of your necklace is not necessary, but if you do wear one, be sure that it fits your personality. Like if you're not a religious person, don't wear a cross on your necklace. It just doesn't make sense. Charms are a really fun way to kind of express your personality. Like for me, whenever I go on a trip, I try to find something that I can either turn into a charm or is already a charm, so that it's an easy way for me to remember that trip and I have a little bit of a trinket, like a souvenir. Next, let's talk about bracelets. I am also a big fan of bracelets, whether that is something beaded, whether it's a metal cuff or a leather wrap or just something simple like this that I showed you. But again, you have to be careful not to go overboard. You can stack a couple of bracelets on top of one another, but you do not want to go with a ton of them all the way up your arm. It's gonna look awful. Personally, I have pretty long arms, so a lot of times jackets and shirts, the sleeves are a little bit short on me. So I like to stack just a couple of bracelets on top of one another to kind of close that gap between the bottom of the shirt sleeve and my wrist. If you are gonna stack multiple bracelets, I like to go ahead and mix the different materials, the different styles. As you can see here, this one's kind of like a leather wrap, and then this one's beaded. That way, it's just kind of a nice little expression of multiple different things as opposed to just stacking two beaded bracelets or two metal cuffs on top of one another. So moving on, I'm just gonna really quickly touch on watches. I have separate videos that I'll link right up above me that talk much more in depth about watches and how to style them, but ultimately you just wanna keep it simple and have a couple of options for yourself. I would always recommend having at least 2 to 3 different styles. So something that's pretty clean and minimal like this, that's gonna work great for casual everyday outfits. I'm also a big fan of a diver style metal watch like this for dressier days, or you can also wear it slightly more casually and it can kind of raise a casual outfit to a slightly more elevated level. And then I would also recommend some type of sport watch, whether that is a smart watch from Apple or Fitbit or whatever, or just a basic one from Timex or someone like that. Something that you can wear while you're working out. But with that being said, do not be the dude who rocks a sport watch with your suit. Wear the appropriate style, otherwise it's gonna be blatantly obvious that you do not know what you're doing. And I would hope that it would be obvious that you should never be wearing more than one watch at once. that's bad. Next up, let's talk a little bit about rings. So I understand that rings are a little bit more of an advanced move, so if it's not something that you feel comfortable with right now, that is okay. I've started to get more and more into them as I've progressed through my style, and now honestly, I wear them all the time. I think they work great casually, they work great in a dressy outfit. You just have to know what type you wanna wear with different types of outfits. When you're starting out, I would recommend only wearing something on your right ring finger. I mean, obviously if you're married and you're in America, you're gonna wear one on your left ring finger, but stick to one per hand, otherwise it just gets to be too cluttered. A signet ring like this is nice and classic, and it's gonna be really acceptable with a lot of different types of outfits. And once you're comfortable with that, you can start to do something kind of like minimal on your middle finger. Sometimes I'll wear this same ring on my pointer finger. Just kind of a different touch, pretty similar vibes though. All right, so there we go. My do's and don'ts in the world of men's jewelry. I love it. It's a great way to accentuate your style, but you do have to be aware of how to do it in the right way. Be sure you check out my Instagram page to see how I style all kinds of different accessories. I am constantly trying new things, so you might see things that you like, you might see things that you hate, but you know that I'm gonna try. Thank you very much for the question. I hope that this was helpful for you. You can DM me your Ask Parker questions on Instagram. You can put them down in the comments below, and I will do my best to answer them in a future video. If you enjoyed the video today, guys, hit that thumbs up for me. Subscribe if you are not already. Tell a friend about the channel. And as always, you gotta do it for you, not them. I will see you guys next time. Bye.